Hey y'all, I'm back faster this time, huh? And we are on another journey episode here at Moon. I want to say thank you for the compliments. Thank you for the energy that you guys sent me on the last video. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate it. So let's cleanse our spirits. Loosen up our bodies, all that good stuff. Before I begin, I would like to open this space with divine protection. I call on God, my ancestors, my angels, my spirit guides to surround me, my children, and everyone who hears this message. No evil eye, no curse, no projection, no negative energy can touch these words, touch this word, this message today. This message is sealed in love, truth, light. So it is, and so it is. Ashe. Amen. So, for those who don't know, today is a full moon. Today is a really good day to release. A really good day to release anything and everything that's weighing heavy that you do not want to take into the new eclipse and the new cycles with you anymore. So I'll start off by saying I thought that I was breaking down multiple times. But what I really was experiencing and have been experiencing has been multiple versions of deaths and rebirths. Okay. I had a conversation most recently with a friend, and we talked about spiritual things that are happening to a woman's body versus what you physically is going through, and making it seem as if it's just normal age range, right? So that sparked me to make this video because it is important to talk about the things that we're going to talk about today. So, welcome back to my channel, family. This episode is about a death and rebirth. Now, when I say a death, I do not mean a physical life death. I'm talking about the death of an old version of myself, the soul, that version of your soul and your spirit. And I'm talking about the one who carried a lot of shame, a lot of silence, and a lot of trauma that a lot of people do not want to open up about, and we suppress that. And when I say about a rebirth, I mean the rising of the new version of me, the new version of yourself. I am rising up a new version of myself as a woman who is walking in her truth and is healing her womb and breaking curses and stepping into my divine assignments. Today, I'm going to share with you how my Kundalini awakening, my path as an omnis, and healing of my chakras, and the breaking of generational curses all came together to shape this rebirth that I'm going through. And I'm experiencing, and it could possibly touch bases on some of the things that you all are experiencing and just don't know it on a spiritual difference. So let me start by saying this. I am an omnis. If you watch my other videos, you know this. I say this a lot. I am an omnis. I'm an omnis. I'm an omnis. That means I believe that there is truth in all religions and all spiritual paths. I don't box spirit in. I see God in the Bible, in the Quran, in African traditions, in the Oshuras, in astrologies, in the stars, and in nature. All one, okay? For me, an omnis is about freedom. It means that I can honor truth wherever it shows up. I do not have to limit my connection to God. That openness is what allows me to awaken to happen in the first place, okay? This is how I have been awakened. Again, I have said this many videos ago. Baptized as a Baptist. Grandfather blessed my spirit as a Catholic. My grandmother was a gypsy, and my parents loved the fact that we found our way to God on our own. And the same thing with my son, my oldest son. I am a happy and very excited that he found his way to God the way that he found his way to God, and it's not pushing religion, and it's not pushing it their way. So therefore, yes, some people look at it as this witchcraft because I use tarot cards. Some people, my grandmother was an Indian, and we used like I use sage sticks. So it's so many different things, and I don't see them any different type of way. And again, my father is Jewish, so I have a lot in my blood. And my mother's father is Italian, and my grandmother was Indian. See what I mean? So, yes, I am an omnist, and that's what it means to be an omnist. Belief in one source, one God, and I am open to everything. I'm open to listening to anybody. I have a West Indian friend that I speak to and teaches me about their culture. I have a West Guyanese friend that teaches me about their culture. And on Fridays, I plan on starting to get up at 5 a.m. to go pray with her. I meditate. I pray to God. I pray to God. I pray. I manifest. I do it all. So let's go back to talking about the Kundalini, and again, the Kundalini Awakening. And you can purchase this book on Amazon. But my Kundalini Awakening was not soft. It came through like fire, okay? And when I say it came through like fire, it came through like the depths of hellfire, okay? Kundalini Awakening is when a spiritual energy arises from the base of your spine and it moves through your chakras. So the colors of the rainbow. Each chakra has a different way, and it is a physical thing. That's why people talk about it. And if you look at the front of this book, it has all the different spiritual. This is West Indian. This is Buddha. This is a lot of different things. Everything, it shakes up everything in your life, and truth is revealed. So I don't know how many people are really going through this right now, but this is how you can notice it. So again, it's shaking your life up, and a lot of truths are coming out. Either it's inner truths, outer truths, but emotionally is their inner truths. And my triggers were many. My twin flame connection, because I was praying for a soulmate or a twin flame, and I did not know what that meant. But a twin flame connection mirrored all of my unhealed wounds. So basically, everything that was unhealed from me was unhealed from that partner as well. And we mirrored each other, like completely identical, mirrored each other in every way. I identified it maybe a year and a half in, and when I identified it, they weren't at the same position that I was in or the same spiritual part where I was in, so it was more so like this, and it wasn't connecting at the time. The shame that I carried around about my sexuality from childhood and judgment. I'm gonna be open and honest. I definitely took interest in women, and I took interest in men, and only took interest in men when men took interest in me. I was very insecure about myself because I had a tumor the size of my fist, and it made me very insecure. And girls were mean girls back then and didn't know or didn't understand what the situation was. Then I liked the females to the point where it was like, okay, the physical trauma, so that's back to my surgery and childbirth 2 times. And miscarriages do count as childbirth because that is a different type of spirit that is going through your body and your system that is not ready to come into the world yet, and or could be a suicidal spirit coming back from your family. Didn't know that. A lot of people didn't know that either. The emotional abuse that I survived in my relationship. So a lot of people will be like, oh, they don't talk about that. Like emotional, I'm a Cancer. I keep saying this. I'm a Cancer. I am very emotional, and you emotionally abuse me, it's not going to be nice. That's when my claws and my pinchers is coming out, okay? Let's just be honest and be true. My closet and my Pinterest is coming out, and then that is emotional abuse. And I was emotionally abused during my twin flames connection and the one before that. And I felt like that was my unhealed wounds, not being able to handle boundaries and karma coming back on me. So yes, the suppression of my creativity has happened big time. That's why it takes me so long to make these videos sometimes. And it takes me so long to just like come out of it, because I'm healing. I'm gotta be quiet. I gotta sit in the silence. And the suppression of my voice, like being told your voice doesn't matter and your truth is not the truth, because a person has already made it up in their mind that what they feel or what they think is what the truth is. Sometimes Kundalini is triggered by meditation. You could just be meditating, and then all of a sudden you got all these remembrance of the time. Like, for real. Deep love. I fell in love with my twin flame completely, deeply, and it triggered it. And it brought up things that I thought that I healed, and it didn't. Heartbreak, definitely. Sudden illnesses, for sure. For me, it was like the perfect storm of pain and spirit saying, okay, it's enough. Like, it's time. Like, it's time. My twin flame connection, and a big piece of that storm was a huge piece of that storm. Now, let me be clear. It is not always a fairy tale, okay? A twin flame is a mirror of your soul. They reflect back to you your shadows, your light, and you mirror back to them their shadows and their light. That mirror can be very fucking karmic, very painful, and full of triggers. When I say I triggered and was triggered, I triggered and was triggered. Like, shotgun triggered, okay? With my twin flame, I experienced this deja vus from previous years before. Cosmic signs and undeniable soul pulling that made my spirit just change and shift. It was not easy. He mirrored back my shame, my wounds, my unhealed parts bad, and I did his as well. So I'm a type of person that I have humility and know how to take accountability, so I'm gonna talk about it, and that proves I'm not a narcissist, because baby, I'm very humble within talking about what's going on. And because of that mirror, I cannot hide from myself anymore. Like, I couldn't hide. Like, those mirrors made me not be able to hide anything anymore. And the humility and the accountability came out. So this awakening has shown me where my energy was blocked. So I talked about this videos ago, but I went to see a psychic on some, I'm gonna try it. I got my chakra bracelet on, and I'm learning, and I'm putting myself in the spiritual world, and I'm learning, and I'm adapting. So I'm gonna go see a psychic and get her to pull tarot cards on me, and that's what happened. Well, she told me a lot of things that were going to happen if I did not heal those unblocked chakras, right? I'm looking at her like, whatever. One thing she did say is that my little person was definitely coming at the end. I didn't believe her as far as everything else happened, but it all really freaking happened, okay? My root chakra and this root chakra is at the base of your spine. So it's actually your feet and your butt being planted, being grounded. That's what that is. That means you're grounded and you're stern and you're ready. Again, my root chakra was still in survival mode, safety, and from an unstable childhood. My sacral chakra was my sexuality, my creativity, my emotions, which was buried under the shame, under being ashamed of a lot of the things that I didn't tell nobody. And my solar plexus which is here in the yellow in your stomach area. If you ever just notice you got like stomach issues or whatever, and you be like, damn, my gut hurt. So, you know, your sacral chakra is your pelvis area, your private area, and that's where your creativity come from. And you notice if that's blocked, then that's majorly blocked. And then your stomach. So back to my solar plexus, my confidence, my power, and my weakening was weakened by abuse and judgment and being judged by the person you're laying with is horrible. It's a horrible experience. My throat chakra, silenced by fear of rejection, like not being able to like tell my side and tell my truth, and use my voice. My heart chakra was love and trust, and it was hardened by betrayal because I would never think that a person would do, like, if as a Cancer, we feel comfortable and safe with a person who lets us open up and tell our side of the story. And if we tell you this and you use my story to embrace me and inspire me, then it works out. But if you use my story to do all of these things and put me in this shell and put me in my shell, it's not going to be good for neither one of us. It's not. Those were my chakras that were blocked, and the lady told me only 2 of my chakras were open and the rest of them was closed, and those were the ones that was closed. Each step of my healing journey became about unblocking these centers. My inner child healing opened up my heart, and that's what I've been working on, to heal that inner child. My womb healing and my childbirth was my rebirth of my sacral chakra. So my creativity is coming back, and I want to dance again, and I want to be creative again because I stopped all of that. Like, I felt shameful. Like, that's crazy that someone can make me feel shameful for dancing and enjoying myself and my sexuality, and making it be the worst thing in the world. That, I don't know if you watched my previous videos, but if you watch my previous videos, it was pretty bad. Like, I felt shameful from that. Speaking my truth, I'm doing it now, and opening up my throat chakra, because I ain't got no reason to lie. Ain't nobody to judge the jury to me except for God. You don't like it? Oh well, that's how it is. That's how energy you have to have. And choosing myself and rebuilding my solar plex, because again, my stomach was hurting all the time. Like, I didn't feel right. It was like my chakras were aligning with every layer of my healing. So that's what's been really going on. And this isn't just, and it wasn't just for me. I'm breaking curses. I talked about this on previous videos as well. I'm breaking curses for my family, for the women in my family, for the men in my family, for the lineage, my whole entire lineage. The curse of abuse, the curse of silence, the curse of shaming around femininity and sexuality, the curse of addiction, the curse of broken love and broken homes, the curse of poverty and emotional neglect. These patterns lived in my family for generations. They tried to live through me, but I finally just said, I can't take it anymore. I'm not doing this shit anymore. It's just like people were telling me before, and, you know, friends and stuff you would get to tell you, like, hey, you know, this is what it is, but you can't stop somebody on their journey. If they going this way, you got to let them keep going that way, because just because you this way don't mean that you won't go this way eventually. What's in your bloodline to heal from is in your bloodline. You just can show support and be there for a person. My children will inherit love and freedom and truth instead of the cycles that broke with me. They will not. That's so much into Kundalini as well. Like, it's how what my mother went through to experience in a relationship. I see it showing up so much in my relationships afterwards, until I just decided that it's time for me to stop these shits, because I'm tired of this shit. And that started off in the womb. Like, my idea of relationships, and I keep saying that on many videos, your idea of relationships start from what you experience in the womb. So when I say a definite rebirth, this is what I mean. Like, you have to go through like the old version's way of you thinking and being and carrying and not responding to the same shit the same way anymore. The death was the old me, the girl who carried the shame, who silenced her truth, who survived but did not live. The rebirth is the woman who I am now, a healed mother, a divine female, a truth teller, a generational curse breaker, and a free soul. Every piece of my journey, the twin flame, the kundalini, the chakras, the trauma, it all had to happen so that I could rise and get it back. And my kundalini, I'm going to tell you a kundalini more so because I know I always get asked this. What more is a kundalini? Kundalini is a life force energy. When it rises, it doesn't just move through the chakras. It actually clears and awakens what's known as the kundalini teachings of the 10 bodies. We are more, okay? Like, doing my own personal research, we are more than just our physical body. We are spiritual, we are energetic, we are divine beings, and when the kundalini arises, it activates all of that at the same freaking time. The first body is the soul body, the pure essence of who I am, the awakening reminding me that I'm not what happened to me, I am a soul. The second body is the negative mind, and that's where your thoughts manifest out loud. The fears and the warnings, mine was loud. It was shaped by the abuse and the shame. And I mean emotional abuse too, by the way. Kundalini forced me to see my fear patterns so that I can stop letting them control me, because that's what it was. I was steady doing it. The third body is the positive mind, the hope and the possibilities. My awakening cracked this open, showing me that I could rebuild my life, and even my pain carried potential. The fourth body is a neutral mind, to where it's balancing between fear and hope. For me, that was a moment when I stopped asking why me and start asking what is Spirit trying to teach me. And Spirit has taught me a whole lot. The fifth body is the physical body. My pregnancy, my childbirth, even my surgery became my teachers. My body held trauma, but also had the power to create life. The sixth body is the arc line, the halo, the projection of energy that surrounds us. Mine was clouded by other people's projections and curses. My Kundalini began clearing that, reminding me that I am divinely protected. The seventh body is the aura. At my lowest, my aura was dim. I felt drained, disconnected. As I healed, my aura had started to expand. People could feel my light even when I spoke. So then I would attract different things all of a sudden again. Some of the things that I wasn't attracting anymore, like people would walk past me as if I'm just this evil spirit or something, and I just couldn't figure out. Like, normally people gravitate towards me and tell me their whole freaking life story. So now it's, my light is back on and it's not dim anymore. The eighth body is the pranic body, our life force. I realized how many times I was running on empty, and I ran and giving from nothing and pouring into cups. When my cup was dry, awakening pushed me to breathe deeper, to refill and restore. And have I been doing that? The ninth body is the subtle body, our intuition, the ability to sense truth without proof. My intuition is way back on. This is where I get my downloads. This is where I get visions. I be having some That's A Raven moments. I ain't gonna crap. And a lot of deja vus. My subtle body had awakening again. The 10th body is the radiant body, the power of persistence, the glow that says, I have been through hell and I have survived. My radiant body is that lets me walk into rooms now and carry peace even after everything that I've been through. I be peaceful. I listen to everybody, and I don't mind giving anybody any energy back now, because I can pour from a full cup from myself, and I'm just not pouring too much. I got pouring to my babies. So when the Kundalini awakened me, it was just not the energy. It was a total rebirth. Soul, mind, body, aura, intuition, presence, all 10 bodies shifting, aligning, and demanding that I rise. So if you're experiencing all of these different things, just know you could be in one of those bodies. Just one of these kundalinis. Losing my dad activated my kundalini. I keep talking about that because my daddy is on my neck. Childbirth, sudden losses, traumatic events, so many different things activated, and us melanated people are the ones who really go through a lot that they don't really see and they really don't know, and it's not witchcraft. So anyway, I want to thank y'all, and I feel like, today was another good video, and I'm gonna go sit and manifest and release today from this moon. So please release everything. I am releasing all unknown and known soul ties, evil eyes, curses, hexes, anything sent my way, return back to sender with love. Pure love. Not no bad stuff. Just love. Love yourself. Love the people around you. If you are listening to this now and you feel like you are in your death season, please know this. The rebirth is already on its way. It is. Alright, so I'm going to close this video and this space out and with gratitude. May this message bless me, my children, and every person who watches it and hears it. May every curse end with me, and may every curse end with you. We are covered, we are free, we are reborn, and so it is. Make it so. Ashe. Peace out. Till the next time.